And ladies and gentlemen, this is it. 6-4, 6-3, Joao Fonseca. Um, yeah, I've hinted at this a few times in this match, as you know, this time the third match point, he converts it with another super deep backhand return. Um, I mean, I've hinted at this a few times during the stream, but maybe the fans that got to watch him today, despite all that mess from Brazil, I mean, I think they maybe saw his best performance to date. I don't really know what to tell you. I mean, Fonseca lost 4 points in 9 service games. The hitting of the baseline was just a ridiculous combo of crisp, rapid. I think back and return was really just better than ever. And also there were all these like backhands cross court setting up forehand inside in winners. That was just unplayable. I don't really know what to say. I mean, Ugo Humbert defeated Fonseca this year. He's one of the 4 players to do it, but he was just kind of left stranded there, and especially the quality of the returning and of the backhand side too. Yeah, I mean that's not really much you can do when Fonseca is playing like this. Kind of gives you another maybe take on that previous question, right? So, like, is Fonseca one of the top 4 favorites to win the title? I think that still might be a bit much. The Minor next round, like, that's such a different game, different style, something that maybe he hasn't faced before from a top player at the very least. But but yeah, playing like this, yeah, you gotta just at least put him in the mix. He is developing at a ridiculous pace. This is a tournament where Brazilians, they tend to do pretty well. The support is there, that's for sure. And I think, yeah, he was just absolutely flying today. To lose 4 points on serve against Humbert, who's like not. I mean, he's definitely not the best returner on the planet, needless to say. But this was scary. Yeah, I mean, I feel sorry for Ugo Humbert, but really, again, there's nothing you can do. How devastated would I be if Nurlan left the chat? Hmm, not really. What's gonna be Fonseca's best surface? You tell me. Really could be anything. I mean, you could imagine him losing a lot of matches on like slow clay, right? Just because someone grinds him down. It's probably like a pretty combination of Phoenix was fast. Phoenix is between Miami and Indian Wells, let's say. It's yeah, mid fast is okay. I think maybe like Alcaraz-ish preferences, although he's less of a natural, I guess, on grass, probably at least. I mean, we haven't really seen him play that much outside of the juniors on grass, I guess. Last year he was still struggling with big pace, like when he played someone like Billy Harris or I don't know, players like that, right? Morocanias even, but that was not maybe big pace. Looking forward to seeing him indoors in Turin. Yeah, yeah, this year at the end of the season, he is playing in Turin. I mean, he wins this event and it becomes legit, right? So I'm not even gonna sit here and tell you that he can't make it. I still think it's less likely than more likely, just because you're expecting setbacks, right? But he is absolutely insane at this point in time, and he will not be getting less insane, right? I don't think it's possible for. Obviously, he won't play like today every single day, but he will not be suddenly like declining for the rest of the season. I think what we're seeing right now from Joao Fonseca is only gonna get better, really, at least in terms of like the standard performance, not today. He's number 17 in the ATP race right now. Number 8, Holger Rune, is 230 points ahead. So yeah, I mean, he makes a final or wins the title here. But yeah, I mean, it's so long. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say that he is it's possible for him to beat. Sorry, it's not impossible for him to lose to Alex de Minaur. I think that's like an even match for me. If it happens, of course, as Buyun Chauket, I would have to beat him. Can I share the draw so we can see who his potential next opponents are? Yeah, yeah, sure. I don't know if the producer wants to do that or if I should. Um, okay, the producer will do it. So it should be on in a moment. But basically, yeah. Next is Deminor or Buyan Chauketa, and after that we'll see. But I think next it's the Rublev Berrettini section. So Rublev, Bergs, Berrettini, Gaston, if memory serves right. But we should see it on the screen in a moment. I mean, Nurlan Fonseca or Mboko. I think Fonseca is the pretty obvious answer. We're talking about like the one player that is currently way ahead of his generation, whereas Mboko seems like more, she's gonna be there, but we don't have confirmation yet that she's going to be like so dominant, whereas Fonseca probably will. Draw not functioning on the website. Okay, I'll do it then. Give me a second, Ozan, okay? And we will cover that. Oh, okay. Now we have it. Never mind. Then, but yeah, Alex de Minaur or Buin Chauquete, and if you can, that I already told you, and yeah, I was right about the fourth round. So it's Berrettini, Gaston, or Bergs, Rublev. Rublev, of course, he's already beaten. Did he play Berrettini last year? Who played when it was Italy, Brazil? Was it Fonseca who played Berrettini? Sounds right, right? I think it was like a 6-1, 7-5 for Matteo Davis Cup, something like that. But yeah, of course, we know how much of a jump Joao has made since then. So yeah, is he the favorite to make the quarters? Maybe that's a question for you guys to like ponder. 6176. Sorry, yeah, I remember there was an easy first set for Matteo, but then it got closer. So yeah, I mean that's maybe a question for you guys to ponder. Like, is he the favorite to make the quarters? I think if he beats Deminor, then yes. We already saw Fonseca Rublev in Australia. That was hard, if I'd say. It's not a guarantee that this exact scenario would play out again, but I think it's enough for us to say that he's the favorite over Alex. And Alex, Andre. Whereas against Alex, I think there's a little bit more to kind of like think of. But at Tini, that's tougher. I think that's tougher than Rublev just because you have a stronger serve and maybe just because of that. Like, yeah, something you have to actually like survive and respond to. Whereas against Rublev, it was kind of like watching two similar players where one was just way more dynamic, explosive. But yeah, the Minor is an interesting proposition if he wins against Buyun Chauquete. Can Hugo do a madness? I mean, in terms of what, making the quarters? No. In terms of beating Berrettini, it wouldn't be madness. Although their most recent match on clay in conditions that would suit the Frenchman more was not close. Fonseca haters, I think, have been having a nightmare for a while now. I mean, after the Sonego loss in Australia, there was some talk about still like, oh yeah, maybe he's not good enough. And then since Buenos Aires, I think that everybody has just like went quiet. I was in this group chat where like there were 2 or 3 people who just hated Fonseca's guts, and especially one of them was a Sinner fan, and he's like, "Oh, I can't believe people are comparing him to Yannick, who is the best talent ever." They were pretty ridiculous. I just didn't like engage in these conversations, not because I didn't agree with everything, but I just didn't find it, in any way interesting. But what I'm trying to say is that for the past 2 months, these people have said nothing on Fonseca, like literally not a. And I think after the Sonego loss, they were still trying. after he beat Rublev, they were still trying. Nurlan was trying hard when Fonseca beat Rublev. I remember so many messages about Nurlan saying that like Rublev was probably sick or something like that. That Rublev was not 100%. Rublev had a horrible showing. And yeah, I mean, I think I actually wrote something in that group chat that I mentioned that day, and I just said something like, just accept the L, just know when to give up, guys. You were completely wrong. It's fine, we are all wrong and right all the time. But that never happened. Although, yeah, as I said, these guys just like went completely quiet the last 2 months. I think they just had to surrender at some point, but they are, too proud to admit that they're kind of like, some people just don't allow themselves to be excited by anything. I think so, Sean. Yeah, I think these are exactly the people who will be. Um, I think these are exactly the people who, after a few years, will be saying that they've always rated for Fonseca. They've been on the hype train for a while, and yeah. I mean, I always watch Real Madrid, not only when they win the final of the Champions League. Yeah, exactly. Um, Although I have to say that what did I want to say? Yeah, I don't even know, but basically, I think some people. Oh yeah, that's what I want to say. That some people just don't allow themselves to be like excited for youngsters, and they're always just. I don't know. They just take this very pessimistic route of, oh, but he hasn't done that yet. Oh, but let's wait until he does that. But that's just pointless. I think that's not how you should treat life. I think it's the whole value isn't getting excited. And will you get burned then a few times? Sure, but if you're selective enough, and I think what we're seeing in Fonseca right now is what in the past few years we've only really gotten with like Alcaraz and Rune on the men's side. I'm not even gonna say Sinner, because I think for a while he was developing a little slower than these guys. So yeah, I mean, what we've seen in these guys, it's pretty similar. So why not get excited? And there's definitely reasons to be excited after a performance like this. 6-4, 6-3 over Ugo Humbert, lost 4 points on serve in 9 games. Next up, Alex de Minaur or Buin Chauquete for him. We also caught the ending of Draper Menchik, which might seem a little surprising to you guys because this stream is only 1 hour and 13 minutes long. But that was the reality. I mean, we caught the last few points, last few games really of Draper Menchik, and then Fonseca Humbert was just this short. And what a performance! Maybe the best level we've seen from him so far. But will it stay like this for long? This is going to be hard to top. I think this might remain his best match for a while, although probably not for a year or something like that. No, I don't think that will be the case. But it was incredible. It was really a performance to be frightened of for his opponents. So yeah, thank you everybody. I think that we've done a couple of streams today, I guess by now. But yeah, it was fun to come to talk to you about this very short but very explosive performance from the young Brazilian, who is now I think 22-4 for the season. 21, yeah, 22-4 for the season, and well, he's in the third round only, but it certainly feels like the loss that he had to Draper in Indian Wells, which again had some people maybe thinking, is he quite there yet? By now we've forgotten about that, and he's won 7 matches since. So anyway, yeah, there's gonna be a stream for Tiafoe Davidovich Fokina later, so make sure to tune into that. I think it will be Carson and Fergus. I had to think. I keep mixing Carson and Brenner up. Today I was thinking earlier that it was like the same person because they're both from the States, and I've been on a stream with Brenner, but I haven't seen Carson yet, and that's why they just don't exist for me. Like it's just one person. Oh, this American guy, right? But no, actually, Carson, not from Carson City, which we found out yesterday on the Talking Tennis group chat, which is wild. I don't understand why he's not from Carson City. He should probably move there. Anyway, yeah, thank you, Terry, and thank you to everybody else, especially you, Nurlan. And let's, just keep talking tennis and watch that stream later with the boys. See ya.
If you enjoyed this video, Make sure you hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell so you don't miss out on all things tennis.
Ready? Play.
Okay, so Joao, not a very bad start for your first grass court match. How do you feel on the grass?
Well, feeling good. I arrived on Thursday, so I had a bit of practice in here, and the type that I play a bit more aggressively, it goes good. I go aggressively, and the game on grass is very quick. The points are very quick, so I like playing grass. It's my third time, but first on pro.
Yeah.
So feeling so good and winning with ex-top 20 guy Kyle. Well, it means a lot for the first round. And
Yeah, he's obviously a very good player on grass as well. How does this give you confidence going into the summer?
for sure, yes. For sure, yes. It was a good match, and I'm practicing a lot of my serve. So today was a good opportunity to close the doors my serve. So yeah, it gives me more confidence to go through this week.
And where are you thinking of playing this summer? Are you going to stay in Europe, in Germany on the grass, or?
I'll play here, Nottingham and New Clay, and then if I go into Wimbledon, I'll play Wimbledon, and let's see.
Have you thought about playing Wimbledon? Is that something that you used to watch on TV, or?
It's my favorite Grand Slam, my favorite tournament. Uh, it's a dream if I play, but let's see.
Yeah. And you started the year 700 in the Worlds. You're now kind of knocking on the door at 200. Is that surprising you that it's happened at this age, at 17, or not surprising?
Yeah, I talk a lot of that in the interviews that I say. It's very surprising because I'm like breaking the expectations of myself, not others people. But I'm very happy the way that I'm playing, and the way that I'm improving. And I know I'm still in the process. I can go further and further, but that's keep the process humble and calm.
Yeah, it's key to stay humble, and I know it's quite hard to set objectives. But do you have any objectives for the summer or for the rest of the year?
I would say play a Grand Slam this year. I'm trying. I almost hit in Roland Garros. Let's see if I get into Wimbledon and maybe U.S. Open. So maybe these are the objectives.
And are you watching the French Open at the moment?
For sure, yes.
Who do you think is gonna win?
It's difficult. It's open. I think maybe Sinner. I'm cheering for him. I like.
And when you're watching kind of the top guys like these guys playing in Grand Slam semi-finals and so what, does this give you inspiration and does it make you want to be there one day as well?
For sure, for sure. Watching Carlos and Sinner winning those Grand Slams so young, gives me inspiration to go for it.
Thank you, Joao.